The Aramaic and Palestinian Targum, Exodus chapter 34. And the Lord said to Moshe, Hew thee 2 tables of stone, as the former, and write upon the tables the words that were upon the former tables, which thou didst break, and be ready in the morn. And in the morning ascend thou Mount Sinai, and stand there before me on the summit of the mountain. No man shall ascend with thee, nor any man be seen on all the mountain, nor sheep, nor oxen grazing on the side of the mount. And he hewed 2 tables of stone like the former. And Moshe arose in the morning and ascended Mount Sinai as the Lord had instructed him, and took in his hand the 2 tables of stone. And the Lord revealed himself in the cloud of the glory of his Shekinah, and Moshe stood with him there. And Moshe called on the name of the word of the Lord. And the Lord made his Shekinah to pass by before his face, and proclaimed, the Lord God, merciful and gracious, long-suffering, and nigh in mercies, abounding to exercise compassion and truth, keeping mercy and bounty for thousands of generations, absolving and remitting guilt, passing by rebellions and covering sins, pardoning them who convert unto the law, but holding not guiltless in the great day of judgment those who will not convert, visiting the sins of fathers upon rebellious children, upon the 3rd and upon the 4th generation. And Moshe made haste and bowed himself before the earth and worshipped. Jerusalem, and the glory of the Shekinah of the Lord passed by before him. And Moshe prayed and said, Lord God, merciful and gracious, slow to be angry, but nigh to be merciful, and abounding to exercise kindness and truth, keeping goodness for thousands of generations, absolving and remitting sin and transgressions, but not to acquit the guilty in the great day of judgment, and remembering the sins of the wicked fathers upon rebellious children, upon the 3rd and upon the 4th generation. And Moshe hastened and prostrated himself upon the earth and gave thanks and glorified. And he said, If now I have found mercy before the Lord, let the Shekinah of glory of the Lord go amongst us. For it is a people of hard neck. But pardon thou our guilt and our sin, and give us the inheritance of the land which thou didst covenant unto our fathers, and change us not to become an alien people. And he said, Behold, I will make covenant that I will not change this people to become an alien people. Nevertheless, from these shall I proceed a multitude of the righteous, and with all thy people will I do wondrous things in the time when they go into captivity by the rivers of Babel. For I will bring them up from thence, and make them dwell from within the river Sebastian, and like wonders shall not be created among all the inhabitants of the earth, nor among any nation. And all the people among whom thou wilt dwell shall see in that day the work of the Lord, for terrible is the thing that I will do with thee. Observe thou that which I command thee this day. Behold, I drive out from before thee the Amorite, the Canaanite, the Hittite, the Perizzite, and Hivi, and Jebusite. Take heed to thee, lest thou strike covenants with the inhabitants of that land into which thou art to enter, that it may not be a stumbling block unto thee. But thou shalt rather destroy their high places, and break their statutes, and cut down their groves. It is not lawful for thee to worship other gods, for the Lord is jealous and avengeful. His name is God, Yahuwah, the zealous and the avenger. Lest thou strike covenant with the dwellers in the land, and they draw thee astray after their idols, and they sacrifice to their idols and invite thee, and thou eat of the sacrifices of their idols, and thou take of their daughters for thy sons, and when thy daughters wander after their idols to make thy sons also go astray after their idols, Jerusalem, and they cause to err. Molten gods you shall not make to you. Ye shall observe the feast of unleavened. 7 days thou shalt eat unleavened cakes, as I have commanded thee, in the time of the month of Aviva. For in the month of Aviva you came out free from Mizraim. Whatever opened the womb is mine, and of all cattle thou art to consecrate the males of oxen and of sheep. But the first of an ass thou mayest redeem with a lamb. But if thou redeem him not, thou shalt cut him off with the blade. And each firstborn of thy sons thou must redeem, and they shall not appear before me empty. Jerusalem, the firstlings opening the womb thou shalt sanctify unto my name. All the firstborn of your males, the first that breaketh through the womb, of oxen and of sheep. And my people of the house of Israel, it shall not be allowed to you to see the Lord your God empty of any precept. 6 days shalt thou work, and in the 7th day have rest. In ploughing and in harvest thou shalt rest. The feast of weeks also shalt thou make to thee in the time of the firsts of the wheat harvest, and the feasts of ingathering at the conclusion of the year. 3 times in the year shall all thy males appear before the Master of the world, the Lord God of Israel. And I will drive out the nations from before thee, and enlarge thy borders, and no man shall covet thy land, and at the time of thy going up to appear before the Lord thy God thrice in the year. Ye shall not sacrifice the victim of my Passover before you have done away with leaven, nor suffice the fat of the partial sacrifice to remain after the altar till the morning. Jerusalem, ye shall not sacrifice with the leaven the blood of the paschal victim, nor suffer the flesh which you sacrifice on the night of the feast of the first Pascha to remain from the evening till the morning. The best of the firstfruits of your land ye shall bring to the sanctuary of the Lord your God. You are not allowed to boil or eat flesh and milk mixed together, lest my displeasure be kindled amongst you. And the fruit of your trees, with the grapes in their branches and their leaves, be waste together. Jerusalem, the first and best of the firstfruits of your produce ye shall bring to the sanctuary of the Lord your God. My people of the house of Israel, ye shall not be allowed to boil or to eat flesh and milk mixed together. And the Lord said to Moshe, Write thou these words, for upon the expression of these words have I stricken my covenant with thee, and with the house of Israel. And he was there before the Lord 40 days and 40 nights. He ate no bread, nor did he drink water. And he wrote upon the other tables the words of the covenant, the 10 words which had been written upon the former tablets. And it was at the time when Moshe came down from the mountain of Sinai with the 2 tablets of the testimony in the hand of Moshe, and his descending from the mount, that Moshe knew not that the visage form of his face shone, with the splendour which had come from him, from the brightness of the glory of the Lord Shekinah, in the time of his speaking with him. Jerusalem, that the beams of his face did shine. And Aaron and all the sons of Israel saw Moshe, and, behold, the glory in the form of his face shined, and they were afraid to come near him. And Moshe called to them, and Aaron, and all the princes who had been appointed chiefs in the congregation returned, and Moshe conversed with them, and afterward drew nigh all the sons of Israel, and he taught them all that the Lord had spoken to him on Mount Sinai. And when Moshe had finished to speak with them, he put over the form of his face a veil, Jerusalem, a cloth. And when Moshe went in before the Lord to speak with him, he removed the veil from his countenance until he came forth. And he came forth and spake with the sons of Israel what had been commanded. And the sons of Israel saw the countenance of Moshe, that the glory of the form of Moshe's face was shining. And Moshe replaced the veil upon his face until the time of his going in to speak with him. Praise be the Lord. This is the end of this reading.